So a lot of my clients are having a hard time meeting their macros on protein specifically. So once you are perimenopause, after menopause, you know, in the 50 to 60 age range, you need more protein. And my clients are struggling to get the protein because once we look at their macros, really on average, they're averaging like 40 to 75 grams of protein a day. And that really needs to kind of double. So they're struggling. So I want to give you some tips of what works for me, especially if you want to reduce body fat, you know, gain muscle and just have a leaner appearance. Okay, so getting 30 grams, say 4 times a day, isn't that difficult if you really think about it and prepare. So I'm going to give you some ideas. So one would be egg whites in the morning. So 1 cup of egg whites, which is not that much. I have another video where I do egg whites with oatmeal. 1 cup of egg whites is like 30 grams of protein. So you can do that, or you can add in some cheese sticks. So I have the 45 calorie, there's 6 grams of protein per cheese stick. So that would be like over 40 grams just for breakfast. Okay, so that you could do that for breakfast. You could do cottage cheese. I love this no salt one. So you can do 1 cup of cottage cheese, would be like actually 1.5 cups probably, would be 30 grams of protein. So you could do that with some berries. So strawberries, you're going to get the most volume for low calories and higher fiber. So do like 1.5 cups of cottage cheese with a cup of strawberries or blueberries, but honestly strawberries, you get a higher volume of food. So if you want more volume, opt for the strawberries. Those are good breakfast options. And then Greek yogurt, of course, you would also need about 1.5 cups of Greek yogurt. So that's not that much, 1.5 cups of Greek yogurt, and then add some berries so that you're getting fiber with the yogurt. I'll do more recipes on that for you guys. So coming to lunch. So I eat eggs for lunch a lot of times, so maybe I'll have the eggs for lunch. I'll swap the breakfast and lunch. But I wanted to give you, because a lot of times people will talk about, you know, use the palm size of your hand for your portion sizes. But that's really, really a hard way to judge unless you have a food scale. So I want to show you, because I pre-make grass-fed burgers and ground lean turkey burgers every Sunday night. So I have them for the week to reheat. And I make mine kind of like thinner. So like this one is the size of my palm basically. Okay, so if you're going off of that, this is only 2 ounces and you need 4 ounces of meat to get to about 30 grams of protein. So I can eat 2 of these. So if you're just not measuring your food, you're not going to really know for sure how much you can eat until you start tracking on a food scale, ideally, you know, for a week or 2, so you can just see, I better be able to eyeball how much food that you need to get to that 30 to 40 grams per meal. Now, if you're vegetarian, a lot of the science says that you can be vegetarian and build muscle and get enough protein, but you need more volume. So for instance, you would need 2.5 cups of tofu in order to get to that 30 grams of protein that you would need. So 30 grams of tofu is about 250 calories, or actually 350 calories. So you're, you know, almost doubling the amount of calories that you would be taking in per meal if you're going to go with the tofu. Okay, so, and you really want to watch your carbs. So if you're going to just divert to like beans, it's really high in carbs and it's going to be harder to meet your macros, you know, going that route. So protein powder is another way. So if you're really struggling to get in protein, what I would do is take any kind of protein powder that you have and, you know, just instead of doing 1 scoop, do like 1.5 scoops. So 1 scoop of this protein powder that I like. So 1 scoop is 20 grams of protein. So if I do 1.5 scoops, it's 30 grams of protein. So if you don't like to drink a lot, then I will just reduce the amount of, you know, water or almond milk or whatever you're using to mix it with. You don't have to mix it with, you know, the 8 ounces of water that they're suggesting. So I'll put in 6 ounces of water or 6 ounces of iced coffee and then 1.5 scoops. So I'm not drinking like this huge volume, but if you feel like you're starving and you need more volume, then just add in more of the, you know, water or coffee or soy milk or almond milk or whatever, and then do 1.5 scoops or 2 scoops. And then that's an easier way to get in the volume. So I'll do that for breakfast as well. I will do 6 ounces of iced coffee and 1.5 scoops of protein powder to get to 40 grams. So I try to get a little over 30 grams of protein per meal that I'm having. So these are just some tips to help you when you're struggling, because I think that you can definitely do it if you just really kind of know your macros, maybe start measuring your foods, and then split up your meals 3 or 4 times or 5 meals a day and try these protein sources. So let me know I just wanted to give you some quick options because I know that you're busy, you're working, you're moms, and you don't have time to like prepare a lot of things. So if you just kind of know these numbers in your head, you can just quickly pour a cup of egg whites, a cup and a half of yogurt, a cup and a half of cottage cheese, and be good to go. One other recipe that I really like, so when you're having protein, you want to have some fiber with it and some carbs, but I keep it lower carbs, is spaghetti squash. So I'll take spaghetti squash and a little bit of like a marinara sauce, like a whatever you have, but I like, you know, I try and look at the labels and get like a lower sugar one. So marinara, or you can just take tomatoes and, you know, chop them up yourself if you have time and put them in a pan and put it over your spaghetti squash. And then for your protein, I would take the burgers that I already make, so either like the turkey or the ground meat ones, and put it over the spaghetti squash. And then you can take like a tablespoon or two or half a cup of cottage cheese and mix it in, and it makes it so creamy. It's amazing. So definitely try that. Another quick thing, if you like tuna, I'm not really like a tuna fan, but 2 packets of tuna would get you almost to 40 grams of protein, or 2 cans of tuna, 1 can of tuna, maybe with some cheese. So these are really quick options if you really want to get lean, get serious about changing your body composition. So check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one.